Oh, actually, my first page in this is my will. In the event of my untimely demise, ... What's up, all things go? I'm Eliza McLamb, and these are my tour necessities. Okay, first up I have this notebook, which if you can see, it's sort of two matching stickers. There's this one of the woman in hell, and then a baby being like, woo. I think they're kind of spiritually aligned for me. They say similar things, but I used this as like a diary / songwriting notebook / whatever. My whole life is in here. I have the first page, it's like, please return to Eliza McLamb, reward, like name your price. Because if I ever lost this, it would not be good for me spiritually. So this is definitely a necessity for me. It's like my brain, it's my brain in a notebook, yeah. Oh, actually, my first page in this is my will. In the event of my untimely demise, ... And I remember I wrote this with my friend Kate at a park, and then we had it signed by a stranger. So Mimi Leggett, wherever you are, thank you for signing my will. Okay, next up is EXCEDRIN. I am a firm believer that you are either cursed with a migraine sensitivity or like a stomachache sensitivity. I have never gotten a stomachache in my life, and I get migraines all the time. So EXCEDRIN is that girl. I don't know what exactly is in it. It's some cocktail of like ibuprofen and Tylenol and caffeine. Whatever it is, it just really knocks out a headache when nothing else can. And if there's one thing that's gonna put me out on tour, it's gonna be a migraine. So I really have a lot of appreciation for this specific cocktail of medication. Okay, I'm not proud of this. I don't endorse this. You shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. Nobody in the world should. But I have to be honest with you and say that I would KMS if I was not allowed this on tour, because it gets stressful. The days are long. I don't smoke as much on tour as I do in my regular life. I don't smoke that much, Mom. But you know, just to save my voice, I can't really be like shredding it up like that. But I will say American Spirit is my go-to, and it's not an endorsement. I don't endorse it, and you shouldn't ever do it, and I'm a horrible influence for even having this on camera. But I believe in honesty, and I believe in your own agency more than anything else, so that's why this is here. Okay, next is my AirPods, which these are ridiculously expensive, and a very wealthy ex-boyfriend bought them for me, and thank you for that, because I wouldn't have had the wherewithal to really buy them for myself, because I just am spiritually opposed to like spending that much money on technology. But they are really noise canceling. They're so perfect for any scenario where you're like on a noisy bus or you're on a plane or something like that. Unfortunately, they are a fantastic product, and I really enjoy using them to listen to podcasts. Right now I'm listening to Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential, which is a great listen because he reads it and he's so funny. So that's what's currently in my headphones. I was never big on sound quality, and then as soon as I found headphones that sounded good, I was like, oh wow, like I should have been doing this. Okay, which way does it go? Next up is this hat that somebody made for me and brought to me at my show in Vancouver earlier. And first, I mean, look at it. Obviously, it's a necessity. But also because I am coming from LA, I've just been so acclimated to that weather, and oftentimes I'm touring in colder cities. I need something to keep me warm, and it's just so cute. I am obsessed with it. I love that it's handmade from somebody that listens to my music. Very sweet, and I take it on like every tour because it really shields me from the elements. And also, speaking of things that help me in the weather, this coat is like can I stand up and show? Okay, cool. This is like my Matrix style coat. I got it on the Real. I don't know what the actual brand is, but it's basically just this long, I mean, it really looks like it's out of the Matrix, and I'm obsessed with it. It's not so warm, so I have to like layer underneath it, but it does like wick away water, which is important to me. Okay, next up is this giant bow, which is from Room Shop, and I am just obsessed with this. I've worn this on stage a few times. I have yet to figure out what I really like to wear on stage, so usually I'll pick a simple outfit and then throw this on and it looks like I really tried to do something. But I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's so cute. I think it's a good standout piece, and Room Shop is an awesome like small business that you should totally check out and support. Okay, I'm realizing I have so much headgear in some capacity or another. This is like a makeup remover hat is what I call it, although that sentence doesn't really make any sense. But basically, when you take your makeup off at night, I have like long hair that I don't always like to really tie back, so I'll put this on. And my boyfriend likes to make fun of me and say I look like an Eastern European like woman at the whatever, maybe that's offensive. Maybe I shouldn't say that. This is truly a necessity because if there's one thing I hate to do and need to do the most simultaneously, it's wash my face after a long day of like doing stuff and being on stage and being sweaty. And it's very comfortable and it's comforting to me to just like I'm a big textile person, so it's nice and I definitely need to have this on tour. And lastly, I always like to bring a book when I'm on tour. I'm usually bringing like 4 or 5. I'm weighing myself down completely unnecessarily. But recently I went to the aquarium in Long Beach and I found this book called Voices in the Ocean, A Journey into the Wild and Haunting World of Dolphins, which was obviously incredibly interesting to me as I don't really know a lot about dolphins, but I know that they're very close to humans in like their social abilities. Like they can like charm and manipulate and seduce and all this other like cool stuff that I just really fucked with about dolphins. So I've been reading this book by Susan Casey and I've been liking it so far. She was just talking about how she was going on this one like scuba diving event with a bunch of people and there's this guy in the water with a GoPro being like, ah, like trying to get in everybody's face, and like the dolphins like sense the vibe, like the echolocation of it all. They're like, we're not about that. And they will like only come to you if you have good vibes. And I feel like that would work well with like the musical vibration. So I think that makes sense. Thanks All Things Go for checking out my tour necessities. You can find my music on all streaming platforms. You can find my podcast called Bingetopia on all streaming platforms. And I also write essays on Substack. So I'm a Swiss Army knife of a girl. Anything you want, I got it.